Now, we're about to start the closing ceremony. To see the work which we've carried out over the past few years, we shall show you a video which highlights sterling moment of the Congress. It's not the final edition because, of course, we're lacking events from today. And on our website, we'll see the final version. You'll see many other items, if you like, selections from the plenary sessions, the photo gallery, and so on. But I'll have a first preview of this video.
Després de veure aquestes imatges...
After seeing some of these images, now is the moment to read the final declaration. So I would call to the floor Dr. Angelo Castañeda, who shall intervene as co-director of the Scientific Committee, and then we shall hear the reading of the final declaration together with Mr. Horacio Rios from the city of Rosario, Madam Maria Grazia Pellegrini from Turin, the city of Rennes, Monsieur Eugène Briero, and last but not least, Mr. Jordi Martí from the city of Barcelona. We'd call them up here to the stage to proceed to the reading of this final declaration.
Quan vulgui, doctor.
Doctor. Hello again. Just a few words on behalf of the Scientific Committee. This solemn moment where we shall proceed to reading out the concluding declaration after the 13th International Congress. I should say that this has been a very active Congress. For the last year and a half, we've managed to involve everyone. Who's made up this organizing committee and the scientific committee? We have acted as guide of the Congress. We have carefully considered speakers' corners, subject matters of the workshops, dialogues. We have a very tough task when it has come to selecting experiences and speakers. There were so many experiences. We reviewed more than 600. Having to distill that down to 150 has not been easy. We attempted to assist in the sort of setting up and the logistics of the debates, and we have attempted to also flesh out the declaration of the Congress. This declaration can be downloaded with your POCEM, this small little instrument which has been with us throughout the Congress. Let me tell you that this document you shall find has 4 sections. There's an introductory page where we basically sum up the key data of the Congress and its objectives. Then there's a second page where after many of your interventions, we attempted to carry a provisional list of some of the views and statements concerning participation, innovation, and involvement. And then the central point, which shall be read in several languages, is a list of our commitments which we undertake to fulfill, like a sort of roadmap by educating citizens. And last but not least, a call to decision-making powers at a national and regional and international level, and to the citizenry as a whole, to do their bit, to make their contribution to the objectives which we have set ourselves. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm an interested party, but I think that the balance is very positive. If we take stock, we have shared a certain diagnosis of the situation in our various countries and cities. We can also share a certain project in terms of how to act, and also our the sensitivity which should feature our actions, and a certain way of doing things which is participative but responsible, festive and yet inspiring, and full of hope, and yet very rigorous as well. So that's all, and long life to IAEC in educating citizens and its charter and its principles.
A continuació
Now we shall read this declaration. We, educating cities, undertake as proactive elements. We are in favor of citizen activity, and we wish to have a cross-cutting element. Debates, the rich debates and shared experience in the Congress of Barcelona highlighted the fact that the educating cities are clearly committed to inclusion. For this reason, and in a solemn way, we would like to make the following common commitments public. The educating cities commit ourselves to making proactive and preventive policies to foster inclusion, and to make concrete proposals for tackling the causes of exclusion. 2. The educating cities commit ourselves to improve the processes of personal and social construction of citizenship. We need to boost social inclusion policies so as to include the whole range of the community in a cross-cutting fashion, and setting forth democratic principles of equality, establishing necessary social services for attending the most vulnerable groups of society, services which foster autonomy and people's potential with the aim to achieving their social insertion, to provide necessary resources to ensure cohesion, inclusion and coexistence, to favor the setting up of cooperative institutions and cooperative individuals. We need to make an equally balanced distribution of all our resources with a view to fostering civic empowerment. Educating cities undertake to generate educational projects within society by providing programs and action for increasing school success and compulsory education and access to lifelong learning, implementing skills and development strategies. This involves encouraging ways of interaction by educating communities, especially between the school and the family, facilitating programs to guarantee success at school, access to lifelong education, creating strategies for development of competencies. This involves to incentive to ensure that there are established links between the family and school, to boost teacher and parent training, to combat stereotypes which are a stumbling block to social cohesion and sound coexistence, to promote the relationship between educational communities located in different neighborhoods of the city with the aim to strengthen the sense of belonging in the city and the fraternity, the brotherhood between social and cultural groups which usually are far apart. And we'd like also to promote adult education, so by training opportunities to those who have been denied chances, to give them a second chance, so to speak.
Commit ourselves to generating educational projects with a social aim that combine learning and community service with the object that the citizens who participate are trained in the reality and needs of their urban surrounding, contributing to its transformation and improvement. The educating cities commit ourselves to creating active spaces for the inclusive interrelation of the citizenship, boosting networking, participative procedures and deliberation, spaces to cultivate divergent thought and creative and critical thinking through experimentation, discussion and debate in the public life. The educating cities commit ourselves to fostering social cohesion, harmonious coexistence, and intergenerational and intercultural relations, promoting the richness of the cultural diversity present in the city and the learning of different languages. The educating cities commit ourselves to promoting an accessible and interconnected city by means of a sustainable public transport and adapted to the different needs, a unique city for all the citizens, free from physical barriers and spatial segregation. The Educating Cities commit ourselves to fighting against inequalities of gender and to boosting educational and social action for avoiding the feminization of the social exclusion. The Educating City commit ourselves to fostering dialogue and cooperation between the work world, business, trade unions, professional associations, etc., knowledge, culture, and municipal administration, so as to be able to offer personalized guidance and educational and professional support services that foster educational reinsertion and reactivation of the labor improvement of the citizens, and which generate innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship.
Nous, les villes éducatrices, nous nous engageons.
Educating cities undertake to boost the social responsibility of enterprises by encouraging them to dedicate a part of their actions to improve social cohesion of the urban setting where they are located. Also to strengthen the civic social volunteership in third sector parts of the economy, as it is an ideal place for encounter and joint activities between generations and between different cultural, social and ethnic groups, which may contribute to improve the quality of life of citizens and their neighborhoods. We, educating cities, commit ourselves to promoting synergies between universities, higher education institutions, research and technology institutes, science parks, training centers, and schools, making the city a space rich in opportunities for training and learning in the knowledge society. We, educating cities, commit ourselves to offer all citizens educational, cultural, sports and leisure opportunities which are close by and within easy reach, and which transmit values of inclusion, solidarity and social cohesion. We, educating cities, undertake to promote health and well-being amongst the whole population by means of preventive policies which foster a healthy lifestyle, as well as ensuring access to health care for all. Educating cities undertake to carry out a communication policy which guarantees access to information, contributing thereby to break down stigmas and negative stereotypes associated with certain groups of society, and to ensure access to information and communication technologies for people who may are at risk of social exclusion. We undertake to promote initiatives which enable personal, family and work life to be conciliated, and to foster employment and make rational use of time in cities given new opportunities. We undertake to adopt the necessary follow-up and monitoring instruments when it comes to implementing these policies, as well as divulging and sharing our experience, knowledge acquired, and outcomes with other cities. We call upon, well, once confirming the urban, social, economic and cultural changes as mentioned above, and having collectively taken on a series of commitments as educating cities, which should guide our present and future action in pursuit of social inclusion, we would like to conclude this declaration by calling upon international, national and regional public decision-making powers and all citizens to contribute in a co-responsible way, a jointly responsible way to the achievements of the goals which have been mentioned. We therefore call upon governments, institutions and citizens, 1, to recognize the role played by local governments as agents of inclusiveness and as generators of opportunities and solutions for causes of exclusion, both old and new. 2, to ensure a greater decentralization by the state and regional powers of key competencies for the promotion of social inclusiveness with view to favoring policies of proximity, ensuring appropriate redistribution of resources. 3, they need to work for a greater commitment by public administrations to contribute to the provision of human infrastructural and financial resources which are necessary to foster and ensure the sustainability of policies for social inclusion. To work for a commitment amongst the local decision-making bodies in the same metropolitan area that there should be cross-cutting coordination and consultation of policies and services with a view to achieving greater efficiency in action of social inclusion, and to guarantee a greater or to work for a more active involvement by organized civil society, especially from the third sector of the economy, and to ensure that all citizens can participate in the definition and implementation of policies of social inclusion in urban areas. Thank you very much for the reading the final declaration. And now we would call upon Marina Canals, General Secretary of the IAEC. We'd like her to come up and address the auditorium on this 20th anniversary of our association. We were born 20 years ago out of a wish, a hope, the aspiration of many cities to provide continuity to the activities which took place in Barcelona in 1990 and in Gothenburg in 1992, convinced that education is a driver for social change. It also has from a need, the need to create a space whereby cities committed to the Charter could meet and grow together. It stemmed from an illusion, the joint expectation and hope to create better cities via proposals which are enshrined in the Charter, which is our roadmap. And it is born from a sense of shared responsibility. Adding on of initiatives by many people in many cities, many bodies to breathe life into networks, associations. They have organized congresses and meetings. During the first International Congress of Educating Cities, we centered on activities addressed at children and young people. In the second Congress, we became aware of the need to offer education for lifelong learning to all citizens. In the following editions, we dwelled upon the need for solutions in multicultural societies, where diversity is a source of wealth and richness and empowerment, but also can be the source of conflict. We need to put people in the forefront of policies to create the city we aspire for in the future. Sport was also studied to guarantee the well-being of inhabitants and their health. In further editions, we also took on board the need for sustainable development, which should be very varied given the different nature of our cities. Tenacity is the quality of a good teacher, and Pilar Figueras ensured that each Congress meant a step forward, both for the association and for the city's members, which are members. Educating cities are cities which, faced with new challenges, take risks, move forward, become proactive, and obtain synergies which allow us to take steps forward. Hopefully, the conclusions of and what we have learned during this Congress will give you an added resolve and determination to move forward. And the cities which have joined us for the first time, we would love them to join us so that one day Marta Mata's dream becomes true. We can go around the globe going from one educating city to another. Thank you, Mayor Trias, for having acted as a host and given us such a warm welcome. Barcelona has proven the capacity of an educating city, opening to us the social fabric of the city, municipal spaces, associations which bear out our nature educating city, and also the cultural events we were able to see. I'd like to thank Mr. Martí and the organizing committee for all these long, hard months of work to ensure that our policies are horizontal and cross-cutting. I'd like to thank Antonia Hernández, Pilar Borràs, Carmen Segura for the dedication, endless meetings and exchanges to guarantee that everything went smoothly on the day, or on the days. Thanks for the scientific committee for their hard work and for having drawn up such a fascinating program. Thanks, and a big thanks in particular to Angel Castañeda and Miguel Martínez as co-directors. Thank you for the network coordinator.
Perspective to this Congress. Thank you to all the speakers for your active participation at the Congress, for all these months of preparation. Your interesting presentations have contributed to enrich our exchanges. Thank you to all the delegates, which have traveled thousands of kilometers to be here with us, and also thank you to those that come from neighbor cities for being able to set some distance from their daily commitments to take time to join us. Gràcies també a tot l'equip d'INT Meetings.
Thank you for all the support staff, including the interpreters. We'd like to thank Maria Canal's kind words. I think this Congress has proven and borne out linguistic diversity. And hopefully this has been a stimulating event for all cities which have participated. I'd like to thank the streaming connection, and thank you, Maribel and others, for your work. All of us will now go home with our bags full of ideas, but also with illusions and hopes, and with the endeavor to ensure that our cities are ever more educating. When we meet again in Rosario, we will move forward. I'd like to end up with a quote from Paulo Freire. A city will become an educating city based on the need to educate, learn, imagine. Being as an educating city, the city does educate all. Thank you very much.
I ara, tot seguit...
And now we would call upon the mayor of the city of Barcelona, Dr. Xavier Trias, who will address us to conclude this International Congress of Educating Cities. Mr. Jordi Martí, President of the Organizing Committee of the Congress, members of the Executive Committee of the International Association of Educating Cities, dear mayors, deputy mayors, city councillors, Messrs. Angel Castañeda and Miguel Martínez, co-directors of the Scientific Committee, Mrs. Antonia Hernández, Director of the Congress, Mrs. Marina Canals, Secretary General. Good morning to all of you. Good afternoon to all of you. It is a pleasure to be with you again. This is one of those events which is a delight to organize from my viewpoint as a mayor. This Congress has shown that a city can educate in many different fashions. We have shared experiences. We've heard proposals to ensure that cities in the world ensure that education provides more well-being, more quality of life, more inclusion, cities which promote solidarity, respect, a respect for the common good of all the citizens who dwell there. Visits, lectures, sharing experience have been very enriching. They provide food for thought to continue reflecting. I'd like to congratulate all people who worked really hard and very professionally to ensure that this event be a success. Thank you, Jordi Martí, President of the Committee. Many, many thanks to Antonia Hernandez, Director of the Congress, and thank you to all her team. Thank you to Dr. Angel Castiñera and Miguel Martinez, who head the Scientific Committee of the Congress. Also, thank you for the work that all members of the Executive Committee have carried out. Executive Committee of the IAEC. You had a significant contribution to the success of this event with your effort, steadfastness, illusion.
For your participation, which has been essential for the success of this Congress. This international meeting has been very fruitful, thanks to the knowledge and experiences we have shared during these days. I hope you have had a pleasant stay in Barcelona, and maybe some of you will still have some free time this weekend to enjoy all the attractions of our city. Remember that Barcelona will always welcome you with open arms. The City Council of Barcelona is committed to fulfilling the statements of the Declaration of 13th International Congress of Educating Cities. Les villes qui ont signé cette déclaration.
Cities which have signed the declaration undertake to carry out proactive policies to favor inclusion. We shall make proposals, we shall deliver ideas to eliminate the causes of exclusion and deprivation. We shall endeavor to ensure that there are lifelong opportunities throughout life. We shall ensure that there are chances to enjoy sports and leisure activities which will instill the ideas and the value of social inclusion and collaboration. We hopefully will be able to bring the voice of educating cities to international bodies. We are delighted to have the presence of Mónica Fein, who is mayor of the city of Rosario, Intendente, the city which in 2 years will organize the 14th edition of the Congress of Educating Cities. I know that you have started work preparing it under the motto territories and solidarity. A number of Barcelona City Council representatives have gone to Rosario and have become familiarized with your work to ensure greater equality of opportunities and social inclusiveness amongst its citizens. I'm sure that Rosario will be an excellent host and excellent headquarters for the next Congress. The delegation for Latin America of the International Association of Educating Cities has its offices there, and in 2013 it organized the first Latin American encounter of educating cities. So I wish you well. I offer you the unstinting support of the City Council of Barcelona and everything you need to guarantee success in the next edition of the Congress. And with these words, I declare the closure of this Educating Cities. I could say that, but a better, more symbolic way, by handing you this lamp which will shed light on the path to the future.
Clausurat, doncs, el Congrés de Barcelona.
So that is the end of the Barcelona Congress. We've handed over the torch to the next city, which is Rosario, and now we're going to show you a little video of the preparatory work that's going on there.
Rosario, urbe moderna,
Rosario, an inclusive, integrated city with an internationally recognized health system, cutting-edge culture, science and technology, strategic system of parks and public spaces, and a broad tourism office. It's a real city to live and enjoy. In the province of Santa Fe, 300 kilometers away from Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, with a population of over 1 million, Rosario is the second biggest city in the country. It's on the Paraná River coast from north to south, with many little towns that make up its metropolitan area. Strategically placed for Mercosur, to go to Paraguay also. It's a main point of communication with Brazil also. It's also part of the most important productive corridor in the country, in the heart of the Pampas. Rosario is different to other cities in the country because of its major social and urban transformation based on the municipal state, planning, management, and a process of change that's gone on for over 20 years. It's a city that gives great importance to public spaces. It currently has 11.5 square meter of green space per inhabitant. It's part of the recommended parameters by the World Health Organization, and a record in Argentina. Urban planning has gathered pace on the coast. There have been interventions in old ports which have been regenerated, making the spaces public. There's been great public and private partnerships that have brought about great change and have given rise to a series of different proposals and offers. Children. We have various children's spheres. You can see here the Island of Inventions brochure, and these are part of the urban teaching space. We have sports centres and community centres, which are strategically located in neighbourhoods that are most vulnerable, where we particularly work with young children and adults to ensure access for families and fostering their exercise of citizen rights. For 4 years, it's been the first city in Argentina with recreational streets, which are just dedicated to bicycles on Sundays. There is space, healthy life, and physical activity for all citizens. This project is part of a network in the Americas, and many cities in the American continent have become part of this, promoting healthier lifestyle. We have over 100 kilometers of bike lanes in the city. So it's a city in every sense of the word. Urban planning is absolutely vital, as is the cultural fabric. We have industrial estates and also technological parks that are very important. Urban agriculture is another example. Rosario is one of the 10 Latin American cities that stands out for its urban agriculture areas, according to a study by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. Environment is given great importance. We have innovative policies and a model waste collection service. Rosario has participatory policies also. Participatory budget is a mechanism for participation that's been going on for over 10 years, incorporating debate and citizen vote as part of the municipal budget, which is brought about in proposals and projects in every district. There's also a participatory budget for youth with equality of rights and opportunities to seek balanced development based on innovation and scientific and technological development. Also, we have youth policies that give opportunities and that take on new challenges as a democratic city. They say that people towns aren't made alone. Towns are made by people who accept and address challenges, people who seek, who create, who give their talent to the world and who give meaning to life. Rosario is a city of challenges. Rosario invites you to explore our spaces for participation at the 2016 International Congress of Educating Cities.
.gov.ar @AICE 2016.
Boniques imatges amb aquest vídeo.
Beautiful pictures that we've seen in the video there. And I'm now going to give the floor to Mrs. Monica Fain, the Mayor of Rosario.
Estimado alcalde de
Mayor of Barcelona, Xavier Trias, Councillor of Presidency and Territory, Jordi Martí, thank you so much for the warmth and quality of this meeting. I'd also like to greet the Secretary General of the AIC, Marina Canals, and the whole Secretariat team. Thank you so much for your professionalism and commitment. The Executive Director of the 13th Congress, Didier Antonio Hernandez, and also special mention to the former Secretary General of the AIC who really inspired us, Pilar Figueras. As the video said, we want to invite you to share with us the 14th Congress in Rosario, which will be held in 2016. We've had our 20th anniversary in the network, and we have shared experiences with many cities, experiences in creating transformational public policies in our cities that make every space in our city an educating space and city. We know that cities are made up by different social groups, by different identities and areas, and we should focus our work on creating cities that brings these all together as spaces of meeting, dialogue, agreement for coexistence, and allow us to overcome fragmentation. And so for the next Congress, we want to look at these debates, looking at three challenges that we face. Building societies from citizen participation, from use of public space based on recovering memory in cities, from the different identities that come from them. We seek citizen participation that has an influence on our policies, that creates improvements or that changes our tack. We want citizens to be part of devising the policies for the cities that they live in. Also, equality is another challenge. We need to strengthen policies and strategies that create equal opportunities to overcome existing barriers to full rights and exercise of citizenship. And I'm here as a woman, and I pay tribute to the thousands of women who have fought in many places for equal opportunities for women. There are still many obstacles that we have to overcome to really achieve full equal opportunities for all. The challenge also of living in cities, thinking about our bonds, our relationship with the physical and human setting, which includes intergenerational debate, education in diversity and in accessibility. As we've discussed at this Congress, 20 years on from the creation of the organization, the principles of the Charter are still very valid, And the next Congress will allow us to renew our commitment to Cities for a Better World, innovative public policies in the coming years, taking up the tradition of Latin American laboratory at local level, will once again be a benchmark for world meetings such as Habitat 3, the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Urban Living and Development, the Global Congress of Cities and Local Governments United, and the 14th International Congress of Educating Cities. We firmly believe that having the next Congress in Latin America will allow us to continue with the sustained growth that the International Association of Educating Cities has seen in our region. We very much hope to see you in Rosario, which will receive you with open arms. Thank you very much. It's been an excellent Congress.
Muchas gracias, señora Fein.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Fein. And now for the closing show. It's a sad moment to end, but it's very happy also because we know it's been a full success. We're going to have a very creative performance now, as all the others have been over the last few days. Esbart Ciutat Comtal is going to do the gypsy dance for us. They were created in 1995 in Barcelona. Esbart Ciutat Comtal has focused on traditional folklore dance, working with new music. The idea is to convey Catalan dances and a whole other range of values and contexts of this. It's been led by several teachers who have worked very hard and have recently, last year, won an award in Barcelona City. And so we have the Roví Gypsy Dance Show, arranged by Joan Serra and Jordi Núñez, and choreographed by Albert Sanz. The Gypsy Dance for you.
amb aquesta excel·lent actuació de l'Esbar Ciutat de...
Well, this wonderful performance by the Esbar Ciutat Condal, well, that is the definite conclusion. And to conclude, there'll be a cocktail, and we shall raise our glasses of cava to the future of our organization. And it has been a great pleasure and honor to welcome you all here, to host you here. And we'll see each other 2 years hence in the city of Rosario, Argentina.